All right, Arnie, an emotional few days for you, I'm sure. First and foremost, how are you feeling at this moment in time?
Yeah, look, obviously after the two games against Bahrain and Indonesia, and I said after the Indonesia game that I had some big decisions to make. I followed my gut and have gone with a decision of after 40 years service and 6 years at the helm of coaching the Socceroos that it's time for change and time for me to move on. And it's been a tough decision, but once again, it's a gut decision that I've always followed and I believe is the right one.
And you mentioned there you sort of came back from that window with a little bit to consider. If you're able to talk us through just some of those considerations in terms of how you were feeling and what your gut was telling you at this moment.
Yeah, look, and I've got to be honest, and I always am. And I have struggled a little bit since the Asian Cup loss. I truly went to that Asian Cup thinking that we were going to win it. Probably over the last 6 months, I've tried to convince myself to keep going, and as I said, in my gut, this just hasn't felt right. And I do believe that I've got the maximum out of this group of players. When I say that, someone else can come in and get more. But at this moment, I feel that myself and the staff I've done everything I possibly can. And for me, it's not about Graham Arnold. This is about the nation of Australia. This is about what's good for the players, what's good for the organisation, and good for the nation, as I said. And I just feel that this is a gut decision that is the right decision.
And you touched on it a little bit there in terms of the timing. I suppose you felt that this was the opportune time to give an opportunity for someone else to come in and work with the players, as you alluded to.
Yeah, look, I could have been selfish maybe and tried to go on and convince myself to go on. But again, unless you've coached at this level and unless you know exactly how it is, that, the passion is always 100% there, then then people probably don't understand. But I just feel that at this moment in time, 2 games into a 10-game tournament, obviously with 8 games to go, I do believe from the squad that I took over to the squad that I've left, I'm leaving the coach coming in with a squad with some depth, and I look forward to watching the games in the future.
And I suppose, looking back now, how do you reflect on, I guess, your tenure and what you've been able to achieve during this time? Because there's obviously been a lot of great moments.
Well, mate, I've bled green and gold for 40 years, and I look back at the tenure of 6 years and where I had to rebuild, and I coached the Olympic team and did the Olympic team for free, and developed those players quite quickly. It was a quick fix to get to create depth. Obviously, COVID hit, and being stuck away for 6 months and not being able to come back to Australia and see family and friends was also a tough time. But everything happens for a reason, Matt. And you gave all those sacrifices and everything, and we got paid back with the World Cup, where we finished 11th in the world, the greatest Socceroo team in history. Even being voted as #1 coach of the World Cup by the L'Equipe magazine is something special. And I just feel, again, the boys have given me everything they've got, and I can't be more thankful for their sacrifices and everything that they've done.
And I suppose you've touched on it a little bit, but I guess trying to summarise, if you can, what it's meant to you to lead the nation for 6 years and be at the helm of the Socceroos.
Oh, mate, it's one that I know my mum and dad would be extremely proud of. And, they're still looking down from upstairs. They're tapping me on the shoulder as well and saying, hey, it's time to move on, time for a new journey in life. And, all coaches, it happens, all around the world with coaching, that everyone has their day. And, it's a long term, 6 years. And these days in coaching, it can last 2 years. And most of it is 2 years, 3 years max. But again, I'm brave enough to make this big decision. I've made some big decisions over my 6-year tenure, and I just feel that, again, I'm doing what's best for everyone else, and I'm also thinking of Graham Arnold.
Obviously, taking this part of it aside, delving into that a little bit further, the journey that you've been on, how much has it meant to you, and the people that you've connected with, the relationships you've made, the good times that you've had?
You can't fathom it. If someone had said to me many years ago that I was going to go to 4 Olympics, 3 World Cups, and I've been to 2 World Cups where we made the last 16 with Gus Hiddink and myself, and then and you said that was going to happen, I would never have believed it. But it just shows if kids and people have dreams in their lives and goals in their lives, that everything is achievable and possible. But it takes a lot of hard work and passion, and again, that passion side at the moment is the one that's making me make this decision.
And in terms of the bond that you have with your players, the bond that you have with your staff, and that's those that are here and been with you now and over many years, how special is that and those friendships and that will no doubt be for life?
Mate, I had special bonds with players at the Central Coast Mariners, the golden generation they want to call it, in 2006. I'm still in touch with all them, Sydney FC boys, and it will be the same with the Socceroos. It's all the boys, I love them like sons, and that's how I manage. I'm their father. They're my sons, and they've achieved something special. But I want them to achieve more, and I honestly will be sitting back watching them very proudly. I know what it takes to do, what it takes to get to these type of things. The staff have been incredible. They're not just staff members; they're brothers now, and as I said, there'll be lifelong friendships.
I'm going to put you on the spot here, but if you had to narrow it down to one moment that really stands above all others over the last 6 years, can you say what it is and why?
I don't think there's just one. I think the Andrew Redmayne penalty shootout, and obviously the whole World Cup. There's just so many moments and so many memories. You can't put them into one, but. I wouldn't have had these extra 2 years if Redmayne didn't save that penalty, and I wouldn't have had a World Cup. So, that was probably one of the biggest turning points of of that reign.